everyone. So, um, the term bird dog, it's very, for me, it doesn't just mean property scout. And a lot of people, when they hear it, they automatically think property scout, somebody drives for dollars and then they find a property and they send it to their investor. It's a lot more than that to me personally, because you can do many things without being a wholesaler. So when you're not a wholesaler, then what are you? You're still a bird dog. So the things that you can associate with being a bird dog are really anything that is like a single task or anything that is not putting the actual property under contract. So what some of the things that I know are skip tracing. Skip tracing, there's a guy named Stephen Neville, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's in the other group, Bird Dog Real Estate, and he's also in wholesaling houses, mastermind. Hamza, he's the owner of that group. Keeps changing the name of it, so I'm hoping that that's the right name, that I said it correctly. Stephen actually has his own group too. It's Real Estate Marketing Mastermind, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it is. And he teaches about skip tracing and how lucrative it is, how simple it is. Honestly, it's like, it is work, but you're literally sitting at your computer, and you buy a list, or you're driving for dollars, you have a list of properties that you need phone numbers for, you run it through whatever software, or you're doing it manually, and then you have their phone numbers ready for cold calling. And also with my skip tracing, what I like to do is white pages used to include email addresses, but they stopped. I don't know why, but that's one reason I stopped using them, because email addresses really helped for me. But I also look up their Facebook page, their other social media, their LinkedIn. I Google their phone numbers and their names and their address to see if there's any articles, like any special articles about them, like this person went to jail or something and it was on the news. So then you could contact the bail bondsman if they use one or whatever, or contact their lawyer, see like, hey, is this person wanting to sell their house? I see it's vacant. I saw this person went to jail, so are they willing to sell their house and probably put that up for bond or bail for themselves or anything like that? And you never know. So for skip tracing, I like to do as much as possible, more than just a phone number, more than just a mailing address. You want to get, like, especially if that's the only thing you're doing, you want to get as many details as possible. But not many people do that. So luckily, you're paying to be here, so you now know that information. Another task, driving for dollars. My absolute favorite. You drive around, find a dilapidated property, find a distressed property. You see people not taking care of the property. They're really standing out in, upper class neighborhoods where at least in Memphis, where our ARV turns from, like, when it starts being like $100,000, it becomes extremely obvious that no one lives in a property at that point, because below then it's mostly renters who are living in the houses. So renters usually don't take care of the property as much as somebody who owns their house. So when you think of properties dilapidated, it isn't sometimes. I took pictures of this one property, family was living in it. If you didn't know that there's people living in it, you'd be like, oh, that's a vacant property. But there are people living in it, and it was just in really bad shape. And so when you get to the higher priced houses, it's much easier to tell which houses are dilapidated. But when you are in those lower income areas, it's best to drive for dollars, like in Memphis at least, from $60,000 to $90,000 range, because those houses can close a lot faster, and it's usually tired landlords who own them. Or even you might have tax properties that are a lot cheaper and no one's been doing anything with them. So that is what driving for dollars is. You can find distressed properties, vacant properties, and you find the owner's mailing address, or you skip trace them and you contact them. Or, if you're just doing the driving for dollars, you just send that address to your investor.